Here's yet another news story that just simply shouldn't be happening. Oklahoma partners with ICE, nabs 120 illegals with blank CDL licenses from sanctuary states. Probably my state, Washington State. What's this look like? Let's get into it. Here we go. I think Washington State, California, New York, they've all taken this position of, let's just hand out some commercial driver's licenses and we'll just hand out regular driver's licenses and what could go wrong? And then, remember this video? I mean, this guy, right? This guy here. He's driving along in Florida and, minivan. Hey now. That's not good. Killed multiple people. I mean, those people are dead. Underneath, just boom, and there he is. He doesn't know what he's doing. He could barely speak English. And he makes this turn on a freeway and boom!
Suspect was arrested.
75-mile-an-hour freeway. Just
Homicide and
literally, what could possibly go wrong, right? Well, that in a nutshell. And what's so great about this story is the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, in partnership with ICE, has arrested 125 illegal aliens during a traffic stop operation. So that right there, that right there tells you the direction Oklahoma heads. Because could you imagine Oregon State Patrol? Could you imagine Washington State Patrol participating with adjacent law enforcement, ICE, federal law enforcement, Department of Homeland Security, whatever the federal entity may be? Could you imagine either one of those entities doing this kind of thing? Oh, hell no. No, the governors they're too busy doing their, shtick thing that just... The operation was conducted along Interstate 40 in western Oklahoma, where 125 illegal aliens from all across the world were found to be driving both cars and commercial vehicles. Well, I just saw what, happens when you try and make a U-turn in the middle of a 75-mile-an-hour freeway in your 18-wheeler. This should work out fine. I'm just going to flip a Huey here. Well, you're not driving a Volkswagen Rabbit there, dude. You're driving a big, whoops. Yup. People die. Literally, people die. And as Washington State hands out those, licenses like candy, what could go wrong? Well, that. Press release from Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt's office noted that Oklahoma Highway Patrol encountered numerous commercial truck drivers operating with licenses issued by sanctuary states, including licenses with no name given. If New York wants to hand out CDLs to illegal immigrants with no name given, that's on them, the governor said in a statement. The moment they cross into Oklahoma, they answer to our laws. How great would it be to have a governor who actually respects law and order instead of, this doesn't meet our values and therefore we're just going to let the criminal illegals do whatever the F they want in our state. Right? That'd be my governor. That'd be Portland's governor. Oregon's governor. Clearly, that's California's governor when he's not too busy having a Twitter war making fun of somebody, right? Try and get elected that way. New York wants to hand out. Here's that tweet from Governor Kevin Stitt. Look at this. No name given. Hey, we want you to drive a big rig around and we need you in our workforce. Not a citizen? That's okay. We're just going to put no name given. What's your name, Mr. No name. You can't speak English at all? Like you can't speak English at all? Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, what do I do? This guy's got nothing. I just put no name given. Should be fine. Get fun, no name given. Give us the rest of his stuff. Well, he's 5'8", black eyes, sex, male. So he says. Let's give him a 3-year license. April 14th, 25 to May 26, 2028. Just a 3-year license to be out on the road, just driving around, hauling some stuff, possibly killing people, because he really didn't know anything about driving a big rig. Kind of like the one guy we just saw, right? Oklahoma Department of Public Safety Commissioner Tim Tipton warned Fox News that illegal aliens driving commercial vehicles pose a serious safety risk. You think? Driving one of those things would be that to me would be scary. The biggest rig I've driven is probably like a 25, maybe a 26-foot box truck. I mean, and it's big. It's huge. You worry about, pulling over into a lane and just taking somebody out because you got blind spots. You got to work with mirrors and stuff. And you're going through a whole bunch of gears. And first gear, you can go about 2 feet before, the engine over revs. Because you got so much power, right? And that big, huge. I'm never hauling anything very, very big, like some stuff to the dump or something ridiculous like that, right? You don't have a minor collision with a commercial vehicle, he said. An 80,000-pound truck at 70 miles an hour isn't going to be a minor crash. But let's go ahead and just give a bunch of criminal illegals driver's license. And we'll just see what happens. Just go ahead. We need more people in the workforce. Yes, but you also need more people in the workforce that aren't going to kill other people in the workforce. There's that. According to Oklahoma station KOSU, operation was specifically staged at a port of entry just east of the Texas border. Troopers, working in partnership with ICE, screened 520 drivers over the course of a 3-day blitz. Quarter of the people that came into contact with didn't have legal status to be here. Wow. And they're driving around, and they are driving big rigs. Again, what could go wrong, right? I mean, just mind-blowing. This isn't shocking, though. It's not mind-blowing because we've known that this has been something that's been happening. It's just you don't see the reality of it until a state like Oklahoma actually decides to do something about it. Hey, let's go do Operation, what's it called? Operation Guardian. Operation was part of the broader Operation Guardian the Governor Stitt conceived of last year. That's so great. Hey, we are going to guard you, the citizen of Oklahoma, and therefore we're calling this Operation Guardian. And coming from a state like Washington, you can't imagine what that would be like to have actual leadership that didn't have their head straight up their ass, right? I mean, it's a shocking concept. Hey, what you guys are doing in these big blue states, West Coast, Best Coast, it isn't working, but just keep doing your same delusional, liberal, progressive nonsense. And I'm sure it'll work out sometime. Just hand out those driver's licenses. Here you go. There you go. Get behind that wheel. It's just fine. It's just fine. So crazy. Here's another one. Let's watch this video. This is Oklahoma deporting illegals.
Tracking this, he's live for us in Oklahoma City. Jorge.
What's up, Jorge?
Natasha, I was able to speak with Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt. He says he wants his state leading the incoming Trump administration when it comes to mass deportations by creating an operation to target illegal immigrants in the state's prisons.
You're an illegal immigrant breaking the law. You're not only going to be held accountable, but you're going to be deported from our state and our country.
It's the first operation of its kind, dubbed.
I mean, that shouldn't be entertaining, but it is, because the opposite is so true. If you live in a big blue sanctuary state, the opposite is so true. Our liberal governor, they will find any excuse not to work with ICE. And you're like, wait a minute. ICE comes in and takes the criminal illegals out of our state, out of our communities. They've committed crimes. They're here illegally, period. And you want them to remain? Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that makes no sense at all, but whatever. You're retarded. right? I mean, you just are. Your head is up your ass and you're retarded. It's as simple as that. And that is what it's like living in a big blue state. Now, the flip side to that is we got podcasts for days, right? Here we go.
Operation Guardian. Governor 𝗪𝗧𝗜𝗍𝗏 says his state will have a deportation plan ready for the second Trump administration on day one. Operation Guardian is designed to fast-track the deportation of undocumented immigrants incarcerated in the state's prisons. The goal is to transfer these individuals to ICE custody under the Trump administration. According to the governor's office, there are currently 526 immigrants who entered the U.S. illegally behind bars in Oklahoma, costing the state approximately $32,000 a day in taxpayer funds.
These people have committed crimes. They're not only in our country illegally, but they're also have committed major crimes. I want to just first make sure that we take care of that population.
The governor has...
I mean, what a novel concept, right? Hey, you're in our prisons and you are illegal. Out you go. I know that was an old news story, but it kind of, what it does is it shows to intent. We intend to deport you. We're not going to stand here and lie to your face. Oh, yeah, they're just regular citizens. And, that just, that whole nonsense. The Maryland family man who was a criminal who had committed some crimes, beat his wife, that whole thing. Just justifying a whole bunch of nonsense, right? Tipton told KOSU that as part of the broader operation, every Oklahoma Highway Patrol officer has been authorized to interrogate, arrest, and detain illegal aliens. And people wonder why the population of Oklahoma is increasing and California is decreasing. Washington State is decreasing. Oregon, not doing all that great. Portland, ooh. Allowing troopers to do this cross-commissioning or credentialing process, allowing state and local law enforcement to do it. We now have a way to take enforcement action, and they've always been that way. They support their law enforcement. Having a conversation with somebody that's in Nebraska. We are now following Nebraska news. There is not, got to be honest, not a lot of Antifa news in Nebraska. Of course, you've really only got, you've got Lincoln, Nebraska, and you've got Omaha, Nebraska. And quite honestly, that's about all the big name cities that come to mind. But the individual I was speaking with, she said, if law and order is a kind of a guiding principle for you, you would love Nebraska and the way that we integrate law enforcement. Their law enforcement is a part of their community. Whereas here in Washington State, law enforcement is something that you hate on until something bad happens to you. And then you call 911. We need a cop here right now. After going to all the defund the police rallies and doing all that nonsense and having a sign up in your house, defund the police. Hating cops. All cops are bastards. Just that whole kind of nonsense thing. And yet you've got other states that are doing it a different way. And the results show, right? People are voting with their feet. All right, we're leaving. We're going. Governor Stitt, meanwhile, told Fox News that the goal of the operation is to move illegal aliens from state county custody into federal deportation proceedings. Out you go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Former President Biden's weak border policies, non-existent. No, I shouldn't say non-existent border policies. They were very well in existence, but they allowed our country to become a safe haven for criminal illegal migrants. That ends in Oklahoma with Operation Guardian. I mean, just dropping the hammer in Oklahoma. These dangerous illegal aliens should not be walking our streets. Yeah, let me think about that for a second. You're right. And they soon won't be. Oklahoma will continue to stand for law and order. How simple is that? How basic is that? How hard is that to wrap your head around instead of going, what could go wrong? There's your license. Here's your CDL. Get out there, Tiger, and drive that truck. should be fine. According to Tipton, most of the illegal aliens arrested during the weekend operation were transported for processing to an ICE office in Oklahoma City, while the rest were taken to Tulsa. Man, I would love Antifa to roll in on ICE building in Oklahoma City. They would be stomped immediately. Immediately. Just boop, done. Oh, that'd be so satisfying. Because they're just a bunch of punks. And then from there, ICE then transfers them to wherever holding facility they're going to use, whether it's in Oklahoma or Texas. Now that we have an administration in place that will allow us to apply the law. We didn't need that bipartisan legislation to firm up the southern border, did we? No. Or the northern border, or any of our borders. We just needed a new president. 95% reduction in illegal crossings. Some wild stuff. Now that we have an administration in place, allow us to supply law, absolutely will be a sustained model. There it is. Governor Kevin Stitt, Operation Guardian. Expanded agreements with ICE. Expedited removal of illegals. Targeting illegal aliens. Using existing state and federal law to transfer illegal alien offenders directly into deportation proceedings. Shouldn't that just be normal? I mean, just normal? That's normal in every other administration. And yet in this current one, it's because it's been such a fight against the feds. And the whole issue of immigration was so bad with the last administration, to the point where, in that, quarter four of 2024, was it? Yeah, last year. I mean, just some real insanity going on. Nearly a third of those inmates were serving time. I'm talking about the ones that are being checked out, and over 500 illegal aliens incarcerated in the state's department, serving time for violent crimes against children, while others were convicted of drug offenses, assault, sex crimes, or homicide. All right. Operation Guardian opened up a way for the illegals to be transferred into ICE custody and then deported. As you do in a conservative state, as you do in a state where all 74 counties voted red. I mean, that kind of tells you everything, right? They just went a little further red, and the whole West Coast, California, Washington, Oregon just sunk deeper and deeper into this mental retardation state that we're currently in. I mean, they're just literally fighting against Trump to fight against Trump, right? Newspaper here, my big newspaper, the Seattle Liberal Times, the Seattle Progressive Times, because anytime Trump even, lifts a finger, a pinky, they're like, Trump is abusing us. Trump is abusing us. It's so bad. It is so bad. We'll be able to leverage our existing law enforcement infrastructure and federal resources to enforce the law and keep Oklahomans safe. Stitt said in February, there will be no haven for illegal immigrants who break our laws. Huh. Yeah. Makes me, just when I read this stuff, it just makes me want to move, right? Because I got to listen to numbnut mayor talk about, I just want to hear the convicted criminal's life story, because maybe they were hungry as a kid. Maybe they were abused as a child. And then they're out, 45 felonies later. Hey, what's your story? I need to hear your story. Nah, you need to throw them in jail. You need to throw them in prison, like Oklahoma is doing to the criminal illegals. Instead, Washington State, is just, it's so progressive. It's so ideologically driven that you're literally leaving your citizenry open to wild abuse from these criminals. And then as Washington State citizens, literally, when you talk to somebody who's very progressive here and something bad happens to them, like one of their loved ones dies of a fentanyl overdose. I had this happen very recently, and they can't connect the dots between policy and why we've got so many overdoses happening here in Washington State, specifically in Seattle. I don't get it. Do you think it might have to do with, some pretty pro-drug policy? Do you think it might have to do with supporting homeless nut jobs and giving them everything except the drugs? Do you think the cartel knows that there's massive demand here? And so they just load up the drugs. Hey, send them to Washington. Send them through Yakima. Right? I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. But when you're telling these people, hey, the folks that you're voting for are implementing policy that results in stuff happening that isn't necessarily good, like handing a commercial driver's license to somebody who can't read English, can't read the street signs, can't read what's going on, doesn't know how to drive a big rig, but thinks he does because back in whatever third world country he came from, he got behind the wheel of one of these and, it should be fine. And then tries to take a U-turn, 75-mile-an-hour freeway, and we know how that ends up. So, yeah, you've got some states that are going down this law and order, and then you've got other states like mine where they're like, maybe the guy, he did a U-turn because he was hungry. Wild exaggeration, but no, it's reality. It's you handed somebody a license, you endangered other people, and you did it willfully, and another state is having a different viewpoint, a different opinion on how that should go, and they're saying, no, we protect our citizenry first. As you should. Wild times we live in, right? All right, that's it for me. Thanks so much for being here. Love to have you subscribe, do all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks again. Bye for now.